नमस्ते, हमेशा खुश रहो। I am JVN Dr. Anamika Aherwar, Associate Professor in the Department of Science and Technology at Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to take the lecture on the subject named Computer Applications. And the today's session is Memory System. Memory is an essential component of any digital computer, and it is a storing device, and it stores programs and data which is required by the CPU and the results generated after processing. Okay, so this storage enables us to use the stored data to in future. Like this is basically, you have seen in this diagram, this computer memory is divided into two parts, primary and secondary memory. In primary memory, this is further divided, or you can say classified into RAM, that is random access memory, and ROM is read-only memory. Then the secondary memory is divided into HDD, CD, DVD, pen drives. That is hard disk drive, compact device, okay, pen drives. Now, there are two kinds of memory are commonly used in computers. First is the primary memory, that is also called the semiconductor memory, and the second is the secondary memory, that is called as the magnetic memory. Okay, so the storage capacity of a computer is measured in terms of bytes, as we all know about, and one byte includes a total of 8 individual units, which is called as a bits. One bit can store either a 0 or 1 in it. Okay, so the table gives the storage capacity, like uh, if you are using byte, that means you use symbol B, okay, which is equal to 8 bits. Kilobyte is for KB, that is 1024B. Megabyte, gigabyte, and these all are yottabytes up to. Okay, now come to the primary memory. The primary memory is the main memory of the computer. So it stores the programs and data which are currently needed by the CPU, that is central processing unit. The size of the main memory is comparatively much smaller than that of the secondary memory because of its high cost. And the CPU communicates, of course, directly only with the main memory, and that's why we call it as a primary memory. So as the CPU works at the very high speed, its matching memory must be very fast, and only primary memory devices can provide the matching speed. And RAM, ROM are used as the main memory of the computer, that is random access and read-only memory. So this primary memory is of two types, that is RAM and ROM. You can see here in this picture, this is the ROM, this is PROM and EPROM and EEPROM. Okay. Now the primary memory is the main memory of the computer. This is basically divided into two parts, that is RAM and ROM. And RAM is further divided into DRAM and SDRAM. Okay. This SD RAM, D means dynamic. Okay. So SDRAM divided further into DDR1, DDR1, and further it may be. Okay. So the another one is SRAM. That is called semi-dynamic and static static. ROM is further divided into PROM, EPROM and EEPROM. Okay. Primary read-only memory, erasable programming read-only memory, extensible. Okay, read-only memory. Now come to the random access memory. RAM is also called as the main memory of the computer. This is really the main store and is the place where the program gets stored temporarily. When the CPU runs a program, it fetches the program instructions from the RAM and carries out them. If the CPU needs to store the results of the calculations, it can store them in RAM, and when we switch off a computer, whatever is stored in the RAM gets erased. So you can say it is a volatile form of memory. Sometimes in the paper this volatile name is very much used, like explain the volatile memory, or you can say in the objective type questions what is volatile memory, okay, or random is the volatile or non-volatile memory. So this volatile word is used for the random access memory. The types of RAM are the ED-ROM, that is extended data output ROM, and SRAM means RAM. DDR means double data rate RAM. You can see here in this diagram, this is a 30 pin, 72 pin, all these, okay. So these all we can see in our computers, desktops, like these all are found in our laptops or desktops. EDO RAM, extended data output RAM. This stands for extended data output RAM, and it improves the time to read from memory on faster microprocessors such as Intel Pentium. And EDO RAM was initially optimized for the 66 MHz Pentium. So EDO RAM is the alternatively referred to as hyper page mode memory, and it is short for extended data output, and it is a type of memory which is developed in 1995 by Micron, that was first used with Pentium computers. Now static RAM, this states in short you can call it as a SRAM. It is a type of semiconductor memory that uses bistable latching circuitry to store each bit. Unlike dynamic RAM, which stores bit in cells consisting of a capacitor and a transistor, though SRAM does not have to be periodically refreshed. Now that comes to the double data rate, that is DDRRAM. It is a type of very fast computer memory. It's based on the system architecture as SDRAM, but uses the clock signal differently to transfer twice the data in the same amount of time. Now come to the ROM, that is read-only memory. In this, the information is pre-recorded into ROM chip at manufacturing time. Once data has been written into a ROM chip, it cannot be erased, but you can read it. When we switch off the computer, the contents of ROM are not erased but remain stored permanently. ROM is a non-volatile memory, whereas RAM is the volatile, okay, just remember. So ROM stores critical programs such as the programs that boots the computer, and their types of ROM are the PROM, EPROM and EEPROM. That is programmable ROM, erasable programming ROM, electrically erasable programmable ROM. Now come to the programmable ROM. It is a memory on which data can be written only once. In this variation of the PROM chip, that is not burned at the manufacturing time but can be programmed using PROM programmer or a PROM burner. Now erasable programming ROM means the information can be erased and reprogrammed using a special PROM, that is PROM programmer, and this EPROM differs from PROM in that PROM that can be written only once and cannot be erased, but an ultraviolet highlight is used to erase the contents of EPROM. That's why we can some CDs and DVDs are the read only and some are the read write. Okay, so you can reuse it again. Then come to the electrically erasable programmable ROM. This is equivalent to PROM but does not require ultraviolet lights to erase its content. It can be erased by exposing it to an electrical charge. Now see the difference between ROM and RAM. RAM stands for random access and ROM is read-only. This RAM allows computer to read data quickly to run applications. It allows reading and writing, and whereas ROM stores the program required to initially boot the computer, it only allows reading. And the RAM is volatile, that means contents are lost when the device is powered off, and this ROM is non-volatile, that means contents are retained even when the device is powered off. So the two main types of RAM are static and dynamic RAM, and the ROM types of ROM includes PROM, EPROM and EEPROM. Now come to the secondary memory. Since the storage capacity of the primary memory is not very large, it cannot hold a large amount of data, including programs which may be needed for processing. Thus, secondary storage devices are necessary. The secondary memory is used as auxiliary memory. The secondary memory is used for bulk storage or mass storage of programs, data and other information, and it has much larger capacity than main memory. This secondary memory retains information once stored on it, and the magnetic memory such as like hard disk, drive, compact disc, pen drive, memory cards is the most commonly used secondary memories nowadays we are using in computers. Okay, so the average time required to reach a storage location and obtain its contents is called its access time. Now come to the magnetic disc. Magnetic discs are thin circular plastic plates on which some magnetic materials is coated. Magnetic disc comes in various sizes and materials. They use the properties of magnetics to store the data on a magnetic surface. A disc pack normally consists of such disc mounted on a central shaft, and the central shaft rotates the speed of about 7200 revolutions per minute, that is called RPM. In a disc plate, information is stored on both surfaces. The surface is further divided into a number of individual concentric circles called as tracks, which are further divided into various sections called as sectors. So to store information, it is necessary for us to identify the track and sector where it has to be stored. The stored information can be read any number of times without affecting the data stored, and when new data is written, it erases the previously written data. So you can see here types of magnetic disk: hard disk and the floppy disk. Okay. Now come to the hard disk. It is the most common physical device for storing files in the hard disk. The hard disk typically consists of several rotating disk plates which are permanently encased in a hard disk. The surfaces of the plates are covered by metal oxides, electromagnetic recording heads, and it performs, of course, read-write operations, and there is one head for each surface and all the heads move together. The disk rotates at around 7200 RPM, and the modern disks typically hold 260 GB to 1000 GB of data. The surface of a plate is organized as a number of concentric tracks. Each track is divided into sectors. A set of matched tracks are called cylinders. Now come to the floppy disk. The floppy diskette contains a single flat piece of circular plate coated with metal oxides and enclosed in plastic covers. This floppy disk is small and portable. The three common sizes are 3.5 inches, 5.25 inches and 8 inches diameter. The most commonly used floppy disk is of 3.5 inches in size, which is storage with a storage capacity of 1.44 MB of data. Nowadays, these floppy disks are not much used because the storage is 1.4 is very less. Okay, so the disk drives for floppy disk are called floppy drives, and the floppy disk are slower to access than hard disk and have less storage capacity. It is less expensive. Now come to the optical disk. Optical disk is a random access removable disk on which data is written and read through the use of laser beam. This optical disk consists of rotating disk which is coated with the highly reflective material. Data recording on the disk is done by focusing a laser beam on the surface of the spinning disk, which stores data as microscopic light and dark spots on the disk surface. So the dark spots are called spits and the lighter not spitted surfaces area of the disk called lens. The process of recording data into an optical disk are called burning. So many times you are listening that you burn the CD, means you are writing or storing some data, okay, in that. So you use the word burn. There are different types of optical laser disc like CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, okay, and BD-ROM. CD-ROM. This stands for compact disc read-only memory. As you have seen in this figure also, it is read-only optical storage medium capable of holding up to 682 MB of data. Now, the accessing of data from CD-ROM is quite a bit faster than a floppy disk, but it is of course slower than hard disk because it is external storage. Okay, so to read a CD-ROM, a device called CD-ROM drive is needed. So you need a drive, then only you can use this compact disc, that is CD. CD technologies uses a near infrared laser. There are two types of CD-ROMs. First is the CDR, it is also called recordable CD, and the second is the CDRW, that means rewritable CD. Okay. Now come to the DVD. This is digital versatile disc. Okay. It is an optical disc technology with a 4.7 GB storage capacity. This can be single or double-sided and can have two layers on each side. So a double-sided two-layer DVD will hold up to 17 GB of video, audio or other information. DVD technology uses a red laser. There are two types of DVDs. First is the DVD-R and the second is DVD-RW. It is also called as DVD recordable and another is DVD rewritable. Now come to the Blu-ray disc. Blu-ray disc, referred to as a BD, it is a high capacity storage technology with 25 GB to 50 GB capacity to store hard disk, movies and other information. So the name Blu-ray is derived from the blue-violet color laser used to read data stored on disk. You see here this blue color. Okay, so this is basically look like this. Now come to the portable storage devices. that is PSD. It is a small hard drive designed to hold any kind of digital data. It is slightly different from portable media player, which stores and plays music and movies. Some are fixed size hard drives of 256 GB, 320 GB, 500 GB and 1 terabyte. So it may be useful alternative to backing up or plugging memory cards if a computer is unavailable for downloading. Now see the difference between primary and secondary memory. As per the characteristics of location with respect to the CPU, primary memory is inside or outside directly accessible by the CPU, whereas secondary memory is outside or indirectly accessible by CPU. The cost of primary memory is most expensive as comparative to the secondary memory. In the capacity, it is lower as compared to secondary memory, whereas secondary memory is several thousand times higher as compared to primary memory. Now the average access times is in billionths of a second or millionths of a second in the secondary memory. The data processing directly from storage is primary memory, and whereas there is no data processing directly from storage, and data must first be moved into primary memory. So the means of storing information is in primary memory, semiconductor chips are used, and in the secondary memory, magnetic disks, tapes and optical disks are used. Now come to the cache memory. The cache memory, which is pronounced as a cache, is placed in between the CPU and main memory. It is much faster than main memory. Its access time is much less compared to that of the main memory. The cache memory is an intermediate memory and is not accessible to user. It stores instructions and data which are to be immediately executed, and it is used to reduce the average access time regarding data which normally stored in the main memory. So the cache memory increases the operating speed of the system, but it is most costlier than main memory. So there are two levels of cache memory, that is L1 and L2. L1 cache memory will present inside the CPU, whereas L2 cache memory will be present on the motherboard. Thank you. This is all about today's session. This session powered by Digital Version 2.0, Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. Hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.